whites, any other public service, and all of God's children that are here present. Let us pray. Oh, wise and awesome God, we thank you for this occasion. We thank you for the mayor of University Park, all of those that serve this great village. We thank you, Father God, for this venue, the University Park Golf Course, and the setting that we're here for. And we pray, Father God, for the food that's been prepared for the nourishment of our bodies. We ask you to bless this occasion tremendously, so that all that come through this place will be blessed. This is our prayer. In Jesus' name we do pray. Amen. Amen.
How's everyone doing? Good? Okay, my name is Nakia Driver. On behalf of the Governor State University's dance company, I'll be filling in for Megan Lindsay, who is the co-founder and director of GSUDC. We were founded in 2014 when Governor State first opened. And a little bit about our company is we're open to faculty, staff, and student, as well as community members. And we like to explore dance as a hidden language of the soul. So the pieces that you'll see today came from our show that we recently just had titled From Tina to Beyonce. And this piece was in honor to women's empowerment. So just living unapologetically as women. How many women in here tonight? Or this morning? Alright. So the first piece you will see is titled Phenomenal Woman, choreographed by Miss Tammy herself, another member of the dance company. And this poem is from Maya Angelou, just in case you all didn't know. So please, feel free to sit back, relax, enjoy your breakfast, record, and enjoy the piece. Each dancer's name for the piece is Shanika Clayton, Megan Forbes, Autumn Price, and Sadie Woodward. All right, so you all give them a round of applause.
Phenomenal woman. Phenomenal woman. Phenomenal woman. Phenomenal woman. Many people wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. When I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man the fellows stand, or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes, the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist, the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breasts, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenally. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say, it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palms of my hands, the need for my care. Because I'm a woman, phenomenally, phenomenal woman. That's my mother and all your mothers, and my grandmothers, and your grandmothers, and my great-grandmothers, and your greats, and my great-greats, and all you women, and me. Because I'm a woman, phenomenally. Because I'm a woman, phenomenally.
University Park Mayor Joseph Rudaz for inviting the Governor of State University to participate in this historic unity breakfast, leveling the playing field, commemorating the life and the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I am delighted to serve as an honorary co-chair of this event. But first, I'd like to acknowledge those who took time from their busy schedules to attend this morning. First of all, U.S. Congresswoman Robin Kelly, and the first woman and person of color to lead the Illinois Democratic Party. Yes. Secretary of State, none other than Mr. Jesse White, the longest serving and first African American to hold this position. Will County Executive Jennifer Bertino-Tarrant, first woman elected to countywide position. Yes. All the members of the Illinois Legislative Black Caucus, Dr. Donna Leak from the Illinois Board of Education and a Governor State University distinguished alum. The legendary NBA champion and coach Bill Cartwright. Miss Donna Miller, Commissioner for Cook County. And from the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, one of our elders, one of our dignitaries, one of our pioneers, Dr. Charles Steele and First Lady Kathleen Steele of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. I want to express my gratitude to our local faith-based leaders for your prayerful guidance, and to Mayor Rudaz and the village trustees for your leadership. Last but not least, I want to congratulate Ms. Sonia Coffey and members of the CHW Management Group team for opening this championship golf course to all of us today. I also want to acknowledge Coach Tony Bates, Governor State Athletic Director, and Fred Hawkins, our interim head golf coach. And I think you've already become acquainted with Justin Smith, another GSU alum who blew us away with his saxophone skills. For Justin and the GSU Dance Company that you just saw. They did a phenomenal job. Today we are gathered to mark history. We want to recognize the trailblazing work of Dr. King and introduce the historic new management of this beautiful 18-hole gym right here in University Park. We celebrated Dr. King's birthday a few months ago, but I think it's fitting to mark the anniversary of his passing because he died, as he and the SCLC were bringing people together across racial lines to address the central issue of poverty in 1968. And now, more than 50 years later, our nation is torn apart by the same issues. Just look at the recent events of violence, mass shootings, homelessness, joblessness, the pandemic, and social injustice in its many forms. They all give credence to what we already know. Dr. King's dream remains unfulfilled, and the playing field is still not level. To be sure, there is progress. Evidence is in this room and in the White House. We have esteemed educators, elite athletes, powerful lawmakers, and brilliant business leaders. In fact, this golf course is being operated for the first time by a Black woman-owned company. Yes, we are Dr. King's wildest dreams, but we cannot stop. we cannot sleep. We must remain vigilant and committed to providing access to underserved communities, and there's no better place than to start right here, right now, and today. I was thrilled when Mayor Rudez reached out to partner with Governor State University to cultivate talent and develop a pipeline to excellence on and off the greens. We look forward to scholarships, internships, and other opportunities for our current student golfers. And I read that Ms. Coffey is bringing in Tiger Woods for inspiration once he recovers. In closing, and I am now closing, I want to thank the Village of University Park, Mayor Rudez, my fellow honorary chairs for planning this grand event. Governor State University is proud to partner with you to make our entire region a thriving destination to learn, to live, and to lead. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Green, for those dynamic remarks. Thank you, Congresswoman Kelly, for your support today. Have a great day. I'm going to invite to the podium again our mayor. Please join us, Mayor, for the podium.
Good morning once again. Before I ask Ms. Coffey to join me at the podium, I'd like to ask my trustees to join me and my city clerk to join me at the podium for a second, please. And our city manager. One second, she's going to get her mask. We're going to always practice social distancing until everyone gets vaccinated. So give me 1 second, please. Understand? On the side, please. I'm sorry, sure. Good morning, Mrs. Coffey. Well, we know the purpose of everyone being here today, but no one actually knows the journey on how we actually got here. If it wasn't for my elected body, this thing would not have happened at all. I'm the mayor, I might be the face of the community, but these are my blood, this is my vestige, this is the heartbeat of the community, our trustees. So I would like, and my city clerk and my city manager, who worked extremely hard and diligently to ensure that we had the best company for our community, to move our community forward and make the University Park Golf Course and Conference Center a destination. So without further ado, I would ask everyone to please join me and give my board of trustees and my city clerk and city manager a round of applause. Again, thank you all, Trustee Elizabeth Williams, Trustee Sonia Jenkins, Trustee Donzel Franklin. Where's she at? Trustee, oh, there she is. Trustee Shirley Bowden, our esteemed village clerk, who has been the only African-American woman clerk in the state of Illinois for over 20 years. Give her a live round of applause. Master municipal clerk. And never least, Mrs. Ernestine Beck-Fulgham, the day-to-day operations person who works her tail to the bones to ensure that the best things can happen for the village of University Park. I thank you greatly. And also, I would like to say hello to my golf course advisory committee members who are here in attendance as well. There's David right in the back, and there's Ted, there's James. Those guys are an intricate part of what's going to be happening in the future, and we'll be collaborating with them and the Governor State and Ms. Coffey. So without further ado, I would like to bring Ms. Sonia Coffey and her golf course team up to the podium. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us.
Park Golf Club and Conference Center. I would like to say again, thank you so much. I would like to say thank you to the Honorable Mayor Rudez, the village trustees, the village managers for instilling their trust in me and having confidence in me and knowing that our team is going to do a great job in bringing the community together and making this an accessible venue for everyone. I would also like to recognize our new member, our head pro, Mr. Will Clopton. And again, I would just like to thank you for coming, and I would like to have Jerry and say a few things. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Good morning, everyone. Every time I step foot on this ground, I'm amazed and encouraged about the opportunity that is ahead of us here. And you know, I just look around and I look at the support that shows up on a regular. You know, because this is what it's going to take. And this place is it's an oasis. It's waiting to happen. But the community engagement, corporate engagement, the government engagement is a necessity. And so we at CHW are here to really expand the footprint of what's about to happen with University Park and this golf facility. And more importantly, and for a personal standpoint, is our youth. And as Dr. Cheryl Green kind of spoke so eloquently, we've always been for the fight, and it's been a bittersweet. But I'm here to tell you that, you know, if we keep this pace, and we know our time is now, that bittersweet for our next generation will be a sweeter. And so I'm really excited about what we're about to do here. And we've got Will. We represent the PGA of America, so we're here to bring that professionalism, of the PGA to University Park. And as you know, the climate of our current condition in this world has brought about the need for equity and inclusion. And just so you know, the PGA has stood up to commit to a significant amount of money to provide in a grant called Places to Play. And we are going to get a part of that Places to Play grant to set right down here at University Park. But it's going to take everybody to acquire that. It's going to take teamwork. And I can't be more excited to see that college across the street and this golf course come together. Something extremely special. And like I said, I'm not going to spend a lot of time here. We've got some more in-depth conversation and programming that we're going to share with the community here real soon. But I'm going to let Will give us a few words.
Good morning. Thank you for being here. We've got a tremendous opportunity here at University College. Working with Ms. Coffey, Jerry, the community, all the passion in this room, all this passion and vision. There can't be anything but good things to happen here. And I am honored to be a part of this opportunity. And I'm really excited about our future because I look out the window and I see nothing but great potential and great things. So the support of our team, the people in this room, this is going to be great. So thank you again for being here today and on this wondrous occasion. And here we are on day one, and let's enjoy this journey.
Thank you all again, and let's keep leveling the playing field and let's play golf.
All right.
Hi.
midst a very dynamic social justice leader who currently heads the organization that was co-founded and first led by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the Southern Christian Leadership Conference of Atlanta. I think most of us know about all the great work that the SCLC has been involved in over the years, going back from Dr. King. But there was a moment in time when, like most of our civil rights organizations, they were floundering. And people were questioning the relevancy of these social justice movements. And Dr. Steele kept saying, no, we're going to keep Dr. King's organization alive. There's been some great leaders of the SCLC, but like most things, time passes, and most young people don't understand why it's necessary to be a part of a movement. But Dr. Steele said, we're going to revive the SCLC. Now this is a man who came out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So if you grew up in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, you understand some of the struggle of what happens during Jim Crow era, and as we're fighting for access to high quality education, as we are fighting for quality housing, as we're fighting for the best health care, as we're fighting for income equality and access to capital. So he's seen a lot of battles over the years, and at first he didn't understand what the movement was about as a young man. His brother took him to a meeting. The mother was pretty mad with the family because wondering where the brother is, and so they had to go find where the brother was, and he's in some social justice meeting getting ready to raise a lot of havoc in town and will make the people of means and the people of status and the people who look of a different color angry. But Dr. Steele went there, and instead of bringing his brother home, he got caught up in the moment. It was almost like the Holy Spirit, because it was in the church. He got caught up in the moment. And ever since that time, he's been fighting. Now, this is a man who knows about life and death because he comes from a family that buries people. They were funeral home directors. He's seen them come and go. So they don't fear death. So once he got involved in the movement, he had the audacity to run for state senator, becoming one of the first black state senators in the state of Alabama. He raised a lot of havoc there until he moved on and decided he wanted to be a part of the SCLC. So in short, he established the SCLC by doing one thing. What makes you a leader is getting followers, and what makes you a leader in any movement is knowing how to raise capital. So he raised capital to build a headquarters for the SCLC. It is probably one of the few social justice organizations that has its own headquarters. A very good facility right in the heart of Atlanta. So I want to bring to you a man who doesn't cut corners when he talks. He's pretty fiery. We don't want to get him too excited because he's used to raising emotions, but I wanted to come up here and talk to us about what does it mean for us to be a part of a movement where we want to level the playing field. That's what we're attempting to do here today, the access to people of color, to God, one of the last bastions that have not accepted a lot of people of color. So we're getting ready to integrate this industry with what we're doing here today in University Park. So Dr. Steele, please come and share some of your insightful
You have a good man here. Enthusiasm is a part of being free. In order to be productive, you have to have enthusiasm. Let me just do this before I introduce my lovely wife. Dr. Green, Lord have mercy. You are somebody. Please give her another round of applause. Brought up of Mississippi Valley State University. I know a town called Mount William, Mississippi. When I first got to the valley, all these folks were sticking their chests out, walking around. I asked my brother, because my brother and I was there together. I said, what's wrong with them? What's wrong? I stayed there a week and found out Mount William, Mississippi produced some of the world's greatest leaders. Yes. Give her another round of applause. You are a great leader. She had the industry, the first black hospital in the whole country.
That's right.
Come on now, talk to me.
Tabori.
Go ahead.
Tabori.
Yes. Yes. School board. Businesses out of Mount Bayou, Mississippi.
That's right.
It motivated me. Most of my friends were from Mount Bayou. It's inspired y'all because they were successful. You've got to be around folks who are successful. So I just want to commend her. And the first thing she told me, I got linkage to Mount Bayou, Mississippi. Most folks from Mississippi try to act like they're not from Mississippi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, I got something to say for the next 12 and a half minutes. He said I had 10 minutes. I'm going to take 12 because I know I got something to say. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a young lady I've been married to for 43 and a half years. I said 43 and a half years. I'm retired educator, and the Secretary of State was here. I think he left Alabama State University. The two of them were there together. I want you to do me a favor. I want her to stand, and I want you to give her a round of applause.
All right.
She's in Mrs. Coretta Scott King position. Evelyn Lyra, come on, talk to me. Juanita Abernathy. She's the fourth first lady, and she's been through hell with me. It ain't no easy job standing up here saying you're in Dr. King's position. Yes, sir. It's tough. Jerry has been around the world with me. And I thank him. When we go around the world, people kneel and bow. I used to be ashamed of being from Alabama. Let me take this great golf engagement that you have here. Mayor, this is another opportunity to get the global community involved. Right. See, African Americans are respected all over the world, but you wouldn't know that because you're afraid to get on an airplane and go overseas. I have an office in Bethlehem, Pomona, Israel, Paris, France, Brazil. I was going to Brazil twice, well, at least once a month. Moscow, Russia. Jerry was with me in Berlin. I was the only African American invited to the 25th commemoration of the fall of the Berlin Wall. Hello, somebody. You can bring all of that here, Mr. Mayor. See, most folks don't have vision. They're too comfortable. And you can bring the whole world here to this great village. That's your plan. That's your vision. I know it is. And you got good support around you. Martin Luther King III called me Friday morning early. He said, Charles, I had you on my mind. He said, I want to talk to you for a few minutes about our people. See, I don't fool with no scared folks. That's right. Politics. I think the Congresswoman left, right? Yeah. Commend her for her work. Let me tell you something. I was elected for 18 years. One of the first black city council in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We do more than play football. We build. I brought Mercedes-Benz in with collaboration. 10,000 folks working. I said, I'm not going to sit on this city council and not do nothing. That's what you can do here with this golf arena that you have. $80 billion in the strip. And you mean to tell me you can't get $1 billion out of it? That's it. Come on, it's about money. African Americans got less than 3% of the loans. I got a research team. I got a think tank in D.C. I do workshops in D.C. You can't stop me because first of all, I got the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Tell them something. You can't stop me. You can't stop me. I know what I got. Jerry has been with me in Berlin. I go all over the world. Folks bow and kneel. I was meeting with Mikhail Gorbachev. That was 2014. I went to his office 2012. And I said, Jerry was with me in Berlin. I was the only American. President Barack Obama wasn't even invited. He was in office at that time. I was the only American invited. And Jerry was there with me. He was in Miami, Florida. I said, Jerry, what are you doing? Charles, I'm waiting. He said, I got a conference. I said, why you call me? I said, well, I'm getting ready to go to Berlin. Well, where you going? He met me in Newark, New Jersey. We went on to Berlin. I said, Mikhail Gorbachev invited me. Mikhail Gorbachev! I saw Ken Chenault on TV the other day. Ken Chenault, former chairman of American Express. Because when I went to Berlin, I discovered that America tried to keep Dr. King out of East Berlin. He was speaking at Soviet Lutheran Church. And the American embassy confiscated his passport because they didn't want him to go there with the Russians. Because they didn't want him to talk about racism. That's a word y'all don't like to say. Racism is destroying the fabric of this country, ultimately the world. The transatlantic African slave trade was founded upon racism. So when Dr. King was going through Checkpoint Charlie in East Berlin, talking about Ken Chenault now, watch me. Chairman of the board, black man, American Express. The American embassy confiscated Dr. King's passport. So, Doc, we don't want you to go to East Berlin. You know, they don't like Americans. But they didn't say they don't like black folks. Black folks are loved all over the world. Do you hear me? But you won't know if you don't travel. So when Dr. King was going through Checkpoint Charlie, the Russians said, Dr. King, we know who you are. So, but Dr. King, if you don't have a passport, you can't come into East Berlin. Dr. King said, I am Dr. King. They confiscated my passport. The U.S. Embassy didn't want me to come over here to speak tonight. But I got to speak. I got 2,000 folks working to organize this meeting for me tonight. And I'm going to speak. The Russians said, okay, Dr. King, you ain't going to read all this in the history book. You got to go to Berlin to get it. Because it's still classified in America. They don't want you to know your history. You can't say it, I can say it. Politics has never freed the oppressed. The oppressed must free politics. Because you contain in a system which is good. You can't go there and march and raise hell and go to jail like I do. I do two things, raise hell and raise money. Got to have both of them. I'm going to say that again. Raise hell and raise money. So when Dr. King got to Checkpoint Charlie, didn't have his passport, the Russians said, okay, Dr. King, show us anything with your name on it. We'll let you in. Guess what he showed? No, it wasn't his Georgia license. It wasn't his card selling the pastor Ebenezer Baptist Church. He showed them his American Express card. It was a Diners Club at the time. Don't leave home without it. I'm through. Let me say that. You got it. Dr. King, Lord have mercy. Change the world. I asked Mikhail Gorbachev, what made him tear the Berlin Wall down? You ain't gonna get this in the history book, because I sent 5 of my lawyers that when I need them work for me to Baltimore to get the declassification of this experience that Dr. King had. It's still classified. But you can get it in Berlin because they don't want you to know how powerful you are. I asked Mikhail Gorbachev, the Russian, that Ronald Reagan said, Mr. Gorbachev, turn that wall down. So when I was in Moscow, in the office of Mikhail Gorbachev, I said that President Ronald Reagan actually threatened you to take that wall down. And my wife always said, former President Gorbachev saved the planet called Earth when he tore that wall down. Because when I was in elementary school, we used to go to the desk because we thought a missile was coming from Russia. We used to practice safety. because the Russians are coming. And she always said, Charles, Mikhail Gorbachev, she's a retired history teacher, save the world. I said, I got to go read this man. In closing, he said, Charles, it wasn't R-rated. I knew he was an actor before he became president. That's what Gorbachev said. He speaks no English. Speak through an interpreter. I said, well, Mr. Gorbachev, please, I was pleading with him. Here I am in Russia, these folks laying out the red carpet. Had a steak for me, had 12-course dinner, and then took me to kill Ukraine. Hello, somebody. Don't you let nobody tell you that black folks don't have no power and no leverage. We are respected all over the world. And people don't want you to know that. He said, no, Charles, he said, reason I knocked that wall down, last one. He said, the reason I knocked that wall down is because I heard Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. speak. Woo! Talk to me, somebody. I'll march in a minute. That's gonna get you to Martin. Really get out of here. He said, I heard Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. speak. Oh, I'm finished now. I'm told. I got the answer. I said, really? I said, tell me about that, Mr. Gorbachev, President Gorbachev. He said, I was at Soviet Lutheran Church, and I heard Dr. King say, no man built wall. Talking about impossibilities, man. What you can do, but you can't be contained. You got it going on right here. The whole world can come right here to this project you do. He said, I heard Dr. King, and he said, no man built wall, watch me, can separate God from his children. It takes love, harmony, commitment, and working together. Collaboration, black folks. You have to work together. I said, oh, Mr. Gorbachev, Mr. President. I see some folks doing that. I'm coming back here. Yeah. They're agreeing with me. We got to work together. Stop grandstanding, being on TV. I don't care if I never get on TV again. I want to do God's work. I'm closing. I said, Mr. Gorbachev, are you telling me you was in the audience? He said, no, I'm telling you. I was almost persuaded. Almost persuaded. I said, I understand you're an atheist. He said, Charles, I was almost persuaded to be a Christian because of Dr. King. He said, I was not in the audience. I was eavesdropping on Dr. King. Because I worked for the KBG. And my job was to hear everything that Dr. King said and watch him everywhere he went. He said that was September the 13th, 1964. I finished high school in 1964. He said a wall came down in 1989, but it stuck with me. It stuck with me with what Dr. King said. No man built wall can separate God from his children. And I tore that wall down. Because it was the African-American, Negroes, colored folks, and some other words that we don't like to be called, that inspired me. And they told Dr. King that I was a bad guy and the rest of the folks in communism were bad, but y'all are my leaders. Because you all had a Holocaust and the Jews had a Holocaust. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Steele, for that message. As always, it's very powerful. There have been a number of people who have spoken at the podium, so forth. I want to acknowledge some other people who have been a part of the honorary committee, the honorary chairs for this event. We want to start with the former NBA star coach, Mr. Bill Cartwright. Will County Executive, Ms. Jennifer Bettina Tarrant. Cook County Commissioner, Ms. Donna Miller. Is Ms. Tracy still here, who was a delegate for the past presidential election with Mr. Joe Biden? Is she here?
Yes, she is.
Thank you so much. And it's Mr. Will Bynum, former NBL player, Will Bynum in the room. He's on this one. We want to thank him for their service also. I want to ask the mayor, you again, Dr. Steele, and the CH management team to come up to the podium, please.
I'll take this charge. So, I want to bring a call to action to everyone in here at this moment. I think you've heard some great motivational stories and speaking and history that's been done by us. And we've come to realize that we don't do it alone. It takes all of us. It takes a village, University Park Village. So I'm gonna have a call to action right here and now for all of us to stand up and support this facility, to do something that's never been done. And I'm gonna ask you, each and every one of you, not only to bring your family and your friends to support and play golf here, but your counterparts and your professional business partners to do their outings. I'm going to ask you to push memberships here, because that's what it's going to take. And I can tell you right now that, and this will be coming around to each and every one of you, that will give you information on this facility and what we're doing and where we're going. And there'll be more behind that. But I really and sincerely feel that this is an opportunity that doesn't come along often. And so I challenge each and every one of you at this moment, not only to play your part as far as a financial commitment, but play your part as far as a supporting cast and reaching out to those you know, because it starts right here. We're going to do something extremely special here. And when I say extremely, I'm talking about putting this on the map. We're putting this on the map. And I'm telling you right now, I'm taking what I've done as a PGA professional, and will, and we're going right up. We're going right, and so you know, and most of you don't know, the PGA had the 1961 Caucasian only clause. So you know where we're coming from, right?
That's right.
So it's important. It's important for us to survive and strive and do what we need to do and get what's rightfully ours. The time is now. No better time. And you can feel it, you can see it. So I'm asking all of you at this moment to make that commitment.
Again, coming back behind Mr. Hammond, it is extremely important to be successful in the village of University Park. We have established great relationships, working relationships now. We are rebranding the way people look at the village of University Park. What a fantastic opportunity it is for all of us here to be a part of this historic moment as we continue to move forward. We've got Governor State University, we've got President Dr. Cheryl Green here, who has worked with me hand in hand since I became mayor and since she became the new president of the university. What a great team we have here. What a great team for the Southland we have here. What a great opportunity we have with people coming to an African-American management team with Miss Sonia Coffey. So here's the charge from the mayor. Please bring your events here, bring your children here. We have 2 PGA pros here now that will be glad to invest in our young people and teach them the game of golf and let them know what the opportunities are that lie ahead for them. They'll even teach me a little bit, because I'm a baseball player, but I'm a hacker, but I love competition. So I'm looking forward to it as well. So again, we got our basketball coach here, Mr. Banks, from Governor State. Governor State basketball team is doing phenomenal things over there. Phenomenal things. And he's here too, coach. So again, the charge is, every trustee, bring someone, have lunch here, invite your people, and Pastor Anque, we're going to invite St. Luke out, have a golf party Find a place that you can come out and enjoy people in a professional level and any kind of level that you want. Young people, old people, a combination of all. Diversity is what we need. And we've been neglected for so long.
That's right.
It is our season now. The door is open.
That's
When the window of opportunity opens, we must go through it. So don't hesitate. We might make some mistakes along the line, but forget the mistakes. We're going to press forward, as Nehemiah said. Press forward, and welcome to University Park. And listen, Donna Miller, please, because I know you're never lost for words, would you please come up and say a couple of words? Because even though that University Park is 80% based in Will County, this 20% that's in Cook County, she stands up tall for us. So give her a round of applause.
Thank you so much, Mayor. And yes, I'm not at a loss for words, but I just had to say something because I'm so inspired to be here today on so many levels, not just because of the great things that are going to happen in the Southland, but also because of the history that we were talking about earlier. So it's my pleasure to be here and be part of this event, but I have to tell a quick historical story that might not be in everybody's history books. So my great-grandmother was a professional golfer, so that's why this is so near and dear to my heart. My name is Donna Black Miller, and my maiden name is Black, and Secretary White known me so long he can't stop calling me Donna Black, but her name was Anna Mae Black Robinson. She started the Chicago Women's Golf Club in 1938. In 1939, she started petitioning the Cook County Board that I sit on right now for golfing privileges. To get those privileges, not just for black women, for women, period. She's the daughter of a slave and a slave master. She went on and traveled the entire world, golfing all over the world. She's in the Chicago Women's Golf Hall of Fame, probably the PGA Hall of Fame as well. And I have to tell those stories because women have been at the background of so many movements for decades. And they pay tribute to her every single year at an annual classic golf event that's happening this year on June 26th. But next year, I'm going to ask them to bring that golf event.
There you go.
It means so much to me as a member of the county board to think that for 13 years she came back to that board to say, we want to golf here. So I say, it's in my DNA, she's with me every day, that I'd never say no. I'm always fighting for the Southland, fighting for black women, fighting for women, and making sure that we have a seat at the table. So I had to come and just say that because this is what it's all about. Representation matters. If we're not here, they don't see us and they think we don't care. And that's not the issue. We need to be invited. So thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it. I look forward to all the things that are going to happen here. I'm not a golfer. I'm a faith golfer. But I hope to get better as well. So thanks so much. Congratulations.
I would like to bring up one more person that's vitally important to us all, whether we realize it or not. I'd like to bring up the chair of the Black Caucus of Will County, Michelle Stiff. Will you please come up and join me? And I hope I didn't say your name wrong. I did, I got it right. I paid attention in one class.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. This is throwing me off guard. I wasn't prepared to speak this morning, but it is such an honor to be in the midst. I've heard some wonderful stories here this morning. I love that Black people have been through a Holocaust and versus the Holocaust. That really resonated with me. So, but the Will County Black Caucus is a newly formed organization, October of 2020, and our mission is to bring our people of color together to encourage them to participate in the elective or civic engagement and, just to get them involved in economic empowerment and social justice. So that's our mission. That's what our aim is, and it's about working together and being collaborative. No matter what our differences are, we can put those to the side, but we have more in common than what separates us, and so that's our purpose here. So if you haven't heard of us, you live in Will County, please look us up. We're on Facebook, the Will County Democratic Black Caucus. We also have a website, Will County Black Caucus. Thank you.
Let me just say something. Thank you so much. I saw you. See, I'm a chemistry.
Yeah.
By God, I know good people when I see them, and you got to know that. Or else you get the wrong folks around you, you're in trouble. Let me say that I always get myself putting my foot in my mouth. I was a social producer of the Rose Park story, CBS movie week. Angela Bassett called me because she heard I was a fundraiser. And she said, we need $300,000. And Charles Welch, you was a fundraiser. Can you raise it? We want the Rosa Parks story in Montgomery. My wife said, don't do it, don't do it. I said, yeah, I can do it. She dropped the eggs that she was fixing for brothers. I can do something here with you if you treat me nice. Okay? It's about relationship. I want an affiliation, man. Where's the mayor? I want an affiliation with this project, man. Because of you, I like your spirit. You got enthusiasm. How in the world you gonna do something you ain't got no enthusiasm? You got enthusiasm. All of y'all got enthusiasm. Most of them. A lot of folks just don't get it. And it has to come from God. I just signed a contract with Google, okay? Do I need to go to the Father? I just signed a contract. I don't just talk. I work. I deliver. I produce. I'm tired of Negroes just talking. You got to get the job done. I just signed my wife. It took me 2 weeks with autonomous cars, man.
Oh, I need one. I got a blind son.
Oh, really?
From gun violence, so that's definitely what you
Oh,
want.
wow!
Yes, sir.
They've been calling me all morning. I didn't ask us. I didn't know I was here.
That will work. I've been to Google. I've seen those cars in operation. And I want one bad for my son.
I'm one of their partners. They don't have a 2 or 3. And I push it to the edge. You can't be sitting around here acting like, you know it all and don't listen to folks. Most of our folks got a bad habit of not being good listeners.
Okay.
And mostly your kin folks and your friends. So I said, okay, he don't listen to me. I go help my enemy. Help somebody. Or somebody I don't even know. But, oh, that's just Charles. He talking loud again. We just signed a contract with Google through Waymo. And this is my job to tell you that. The average car will cost $100,000. But these cars and electrical cars. Madam President, I can't leave you out of there. I want some of your young folks to be involved.
All right. Yes, sir.
This is a heaven-sent project. I've done a lot of big deals. I am a fundraiser. Jerry tell you, I raised $20 million in 3.5 years when they said CLC was going out of business. Paid for it before we moved in. Why am I telling you that? You need to know you ain't talking to no rinky-dink. See, a lot of folks talk that talk. Go down and touch the building. I like tangible stuff. I want to be your partner. I want an affiliation, not a partnership. Dr. King believes in affiliation. I want an affiliation. I will commit to it today.
Makes 2 of us.
I'm going to my seat. I brought this to you this morning. I'm going to work close with you. Because I'm telling you, then you told me about your son.
Shot 10 times, left for dead, but the grace of God brought him out since then. He got 2 kids and moving forward.
We're going to work with you. We're going to work with you. We're going to bring that project here. We're going to bring that project here. And it's moving fast. See, a lot of us just look at CNN and and all other channels. You ain't getting no information off that. You got to go to the source. You got to leave Chicago, live in Chicago, stay in Chicago. Politician, your district is the world. Madam, great leadership that you have, and the articulation and your history. You need to be in my office in Bethlehem. Then I got one in Torino, Canada. You can't stay here in Chicago. It's a global village. Mikhail Gorbachev told me that. I didn't call Google, they called me. I don't have to call nobody. They know two things. They know I love my wife, and they know I'm not first, and they know I'm not a crook. You cannot be a crook and lead successful projects. I've seen too many do it. So I'm gonna sit down. I've said too much. We are going to bring Google here. In 5 years, all of these fossil fuel automobiles will be out of business. Now see if you don't get that on CNN. See if you don't get that on the 6 o'clock news. No, you know why? Because they don't want you to know it. I'm going to make sure we make some multi-millionaires. They're going to be a part of this project. You're going to be one of the millionaires, Doc. And Jerry, of course, will be one of the millionaires that I create. I'm going to give it back. And I know you will. You have to give it back. You heard what he said? You have to give it back. Thank you so much. When are you going to invite me back?
You don't have to do an invitation. The doors are always open.
Thank you. I'll be back, Jerry. I'll be back.
Once again, we want to thank Dr. Steele for part 2. We didn't get it. But you know, when you believe in what you believe in, you don't get back. So that's what we get. We want to thank everyone for assembling with us today. This is definitely history making, but the journey is just beginning. In order for us, Dr. Steele gave some of those figures. This is an $80 billion industry. 33.5 million people play this sport. You're probably less than 1 million of those people of color. And there are a lot of opportunities, and most people don't know that the PGA gives some of the best scholarships to students. Just for the students who get out there and caddy for all those rich golfers, they give tremendous scholarships. So we want to have this organization tap into that, and they will do that with your support and your leadership. That's why we have some great people here today, like Coach Cartwright, who's in the sports arena. So we're hoping that there's going to be some conversation on how he can be a tremendous support to the golf club. But this has been a great day. So what we want to do now is we want to do a ribbon cutting. We want to have everyone who's on the village trustees and the CSW management team, and we want the advisory committee, and we want the honorary chairs to join us right here in the front to cut the ribbon.